What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Hub Digital. You may or may not recognize me if you've been in the sports world for a little bit, but just let me take the second to introduce myself again. I'm Cam. You may recognize me from Over and Back, a sports talk show that we mainly did on TikTok and Twitch a little bit. But for those that don't know me, I'm Cam. We're bringing Over and Back over to the Hub, so we'll be partnering now, and you'll see a lot of content on that you would see on Over and Back now on the Hub. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about the Duke and UNC game, so let's get right into that. First off, we're going to start with a non-loss UNC team. I want to bring something to your all's attention. This UNC team is 4-15 when they're unranked playing a top 5 Duke team. That's not a good stat to be going into this game, and a must-win game for not only UNC but also Hubert Davis, who seems to be on the hot seat. The key to this game for them, since they are a very small team for playing one of the tallest teams in the nation, actually, is going to be Ian Jackson, who's averaging 14.7 points per game. There's been a lot of talk since last year about this game in particular. It started at the McDonald's All-American game. I'm going to insert a clip here.
I don't even think Duke fans are really loud for real. It's just a small gym. You feel me? So it's not even like they that
Ian
loud.
Jackson had a lot to say, not only about the Duke and UNC rivalry, but the Cameron Crazies. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the Cameron Crazies won't take too lightly to that. So I'm going to be very interested to see what Ian Jackson has to say to the crowd and what the crowd has to say to him, and see how that affects his game. Sometimes players are built for that moment, and sometimes players actually show signs of weakness in that moment. So we're going to see how Ian Jackson responds to the hype. Also, RJ Davis, who's been averaging 17.6 points per game, we know really what we're going to get from him, but he has to have a consistent game. He can't take too many shots. He can't be out there forcing too much. If they want to be able to beat this Duke team, they have to play a very efficient game, and it always starts with RJ Davis. The last key of the game is going to be to slow down Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg has been on an absolute tear lately, and it looks like he just keeps getting better and better and better. The projected number 1 draft pick in the NBA. UNC has been quite solid defensively, but they're going to have to be absolutely locked down if they're going to be wanting to slow down Cooper Flagg. The issue with slowing down Cooper Flagg is that there's shooters all over the court. However, Con Knipple has looked quite inconsistent sometimes this season, and if you can slow down Cooper Flagg and Con Knipple has an off game, you have a good chance of UNC coming in. You know it's a rivalry game, and you know it's going to be close. You know they can pull that off. Next, we're going to hop into the star-studded Duke team and what it takes for them to be able to win this rivalry game. The first key to the game is going to be Malik Brown. We are still unsure if he's going to be back or not, but Duke has not looked like the same Duke team that we've seen over the last couple of weeks without Malik Brown. Malik Brown is probably one of the more important players to this team, and nobody really would have expected that coming into the season. Malik Brown has really been the defensive anchor. If we look at the numbers from before Malik Brown and without Malik Brown has been a huge defensive presence for Duke. And when they are without him, you can tell the other team has their way in the paint. Not only in the paint, and it's also a struggle for Common Maluak and Pat Gamba to get out there and guard some guards. Malik Brown, on the other hand, can guard 1 through 5 and give anybody trouble. Our next key to the game is going to be Isaiah Evans. Isaiah Evans is an absolute dog. He's been fighting for his minutes all season, and however, some games he still doesn't get the minutes that he deserves. His production, when he is on the court, is absolutely star-studded. We see the potential that he can have, and he can fight his way into the second round of the draft if he really has a solid end to the season. He's been one of the best shooters in the ACC. He's not going to slow down anytime soon. With that being said, if Isaiah Evans gets into the game and gets started, there's no way UNC can beat this Duke team. The last key for this Duke team to be able to really dominate this game is to feed Common Maluak. If Common gets the ball in the paint, there's no stopping him. Truly, if he's one-on-one, there's absolutely no way to guard him, and then you can play inside-out ball. There's shooters all over the court. There's no stopping him. There's no stopping Cooper Flagg if there's other contributors around the court, and Common has been that every time he gets the ball. If you really watch his games, whenever he gets the ball, he's actually kind of productive. His hands started off really good this season. He's had a couple of games where he's had some games where he's been fumbling with the ball. But besides maybe 2 or 3 games where we see Common have troubles catching the ball, every time he gets the ball in the paint, it goes into the bucket. So if you can be able to feed Common Maluak efficiently and get him his shots and get him about 10 to 12 points this game, this Duke team is going to win this game with no trouble. Now let's get into my personal prediction. Duke comes into this game favored by 13.5 points in a rivalry game that we all know is always close. However, this Duke team deserves that 13.5 spread, and they've been blowing out every single team that they've been playing. Even in a close game, I would say with NC State, they won by 10 points. That is not a close game if you look at the numbers. However, if you watch that game, they were struggling for the large amount of the first half. However, we're not talking about NC State. We're talking about the Duke and UNC game. And I would like to say that if Malik Brown plays in this game, this is not going to be a close game at all. We're still uncertain if he's going to play. So I'm going to give my prediction as if he's not going to be as a participant in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and say Duke is going to win this game regardless of if they have him or not. But UNC will cover that spread if Malik Brown is not playing. If Malik Brown's not playing, expect to see a close game. Expect to see the rivalry game we know and love to watch every single year, twice a year. And expect UNC to really give a battle. And I want to see Ian Jackson really have a star-studded game, because when you watch him, that is an NBA talent every single time he's on the court. So let's see how he goes out there and handles the Duke Cameron Crazies and see how he responds to that pressure. All right, guys, that's going to be the end of this breakdown. If you're watching this before the game, let me know who you think is going to win. And if you're watching it after the game, go ahead and let me know what ended up happening in this game. I want to say thank you for watching. And if you could do a big favor for me and go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment, and please subscribe. We're going to be sending a lot more content your way, and I can't wait for what the content that we have planned for you all. I hope you guys really enjoy it, and I want to say thank you for watching and come back again.